check the time after half an hour is okay. So good morning one and all. Today we'll start with the topic human respiration or breathing and exchange of gases. Breathing and exchange of gases. So in the lower classes, you have learned what is respiration or breathing. Can anyone differentiate between the breathing and respiration? So generally when we talk about the breathing and respiration, both look to be same. Breathing and exchange of gases combinedly called as respiration. Breathing means your intake of gases and releasing of gases outside body. So that is generally meant for breathing. That is meant for breathing. But respiration is a intake of gases, releasing of gases and exchange of gases combinedly called as respiration. So breathing rate we calculate, but respiration is a combination of inspiration and expiration. So what is the need of inspiration or expiration, or what is the need of the phenomenon to take place generally? We have discussed in the previous class. That carbohydrates, proteins and fats are digested, right? So digested and assimilated and sent into blood. So what does this blood do? Blood keep like the same with them itself, or it do something other than that? Obviously it has to do something, because everything it cannot keep. As you know, the first law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, third law of matter. So matter can be changed from one form to the other form, and matter has to be changed. So whatever we are taking, that is a matter. So that matter should be changed to energy. Obviously energy. In this process of respiration means you can see that the components which are taken in, assimilated and sent into the blood will be converted into energy form, or converted into energy form. So that energy form, the assimilation of food into, or the conversion of assimilated food into energy is done by respiration process. Respiration process. So in the process of respiration, we have discussed till now that gases. What are the different types of gases? When we talk about the gases, there are several gases present in the atmosphere. What is atmosphere means? The surrounding around us which is constituent with certain elements which are responsible for the survival of the organisms as well as also certain things to form in the earth crust is called as a air. So that is the air is a surrounding component which constitutes certain amount of gases. So you know that many gases are there in the environment, but we don't need all the components. The major component of the gases is nitrogen, and the next level oxygen, carbon dioxide, and inert gases. Inert gases. These are the gases present in the atmosphere. So here, what do you mean by atmosphere? Means the surrounding gases present in a constituents. The surrounding elements or the gases present in the air around us can be constituted as a air, and the difference between the air and wind is when this air is with certain pressure, that is called as a wind. So here when you talk about the air will be consisting of mainly nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and inert gases. And it also has certain pressure. So when there is a wind blow, you can see that the human beings sometimes get away with the wind, right? So the wind is having certain pressure. Pressure means force applied on a unit area. Force applied on a unit area is called pressure. So this will be also having certain pressure. Air is also consisting of certain pressure, and 1 atmosphere is equal to, already you might have got about this, 1 atmospheric pressure is equal to 760 mmHg of pressure. Means the barometer reading, when you take the mercury in the barometer and try to find out in the standard temperature and conditions, you can see that 1 atmospheric pressure is equal to 760 mmHg. So here we need to understand one more simple concept already which you have known, called as partial pressures. Partial pressures. Partial means some amount, some constituent or some amount of pressure in total pressure. Some amount of pressure in total pressure is called as partial pressure. If you want to understand this, pressure already you know, force applied on a unit area is called as pressure. Okay, so here when you talk about pressure, partial pressure, 760 mmHg of pressure is called 1 atmospheric pressure. So in that, constituent of nitrogen is approximately 73 point something. We can take as 74. 74 divided by 100 into 760 mmHg. So if you want to calculate a partial pressure of a particular component, I'm not taking physics. So just try to understand the concept behind this, because without this knowledge, if you say anything also, that it will not be useful. Okay, so here approximately value, how much value it can be? Five? 560 or 562 something? Nearby value. Okay, and the same way we can also calculate the pressure for carbon dioxide and oxygen. The composition of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is 0.03 mmHg and oxygen is 20.83 divided by 100 into 760. Please, values. So, when you look onto these partial pressures, the approximate partial pressures of oxygen is in the atmosphere is 159 mmHg. This is the partial pressure of oxygen in the atmosphere. And the partial pressure of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is approximately 3 mmHg. That is called as partial pressure of carbon dioxide, denoted with the letters PCO2 and PO2. Partial pressures. Nitrogen here. But why we need to have nitrogen? Because it is the major constituent of the air, and it constitutes most of the partial pressure concerned to the air. So now exactly coming to the respiration. Or breathing. Breathing rate of human beings means breathing rate of human beings is 12 to 16 times per minute. This is in the case of adult. So here why we are talking is, already we have learned that breathing is nothing but a movement of gas into the body, out of the body through a specific organelles responsible or organ systems responsible for the movement are called as respiratory organelles or respiratory organs, and the system is called as respiratory system. The system is called as respiratory system. So generally what moves in means, so coming on to the exact definition of respiration, the movement of O2 into the body and removal of carbon dioxide from the body and utilization of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide from the body by catabolic action. Catabolic action is called respiration. What is the definition? The movement of oxygen into the body and removal of carbon dioxide from the body and utilization of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide from the body by catabolic action is called respiration. So respiration is included with respiration is a composition of inhalation and exhalation, or inspire, not inspire, that inspire, plus expire. Intake or exit of gases through the body is called respiration. Is called as respiration. So already we have discussed that everywhere we have discussed two important things. One is the movement of gases in and out of the body, where we are only talking about two major components of the system. One is called as oxygen, one is called as carbon dioxide. So they have, and the second point we have learned is they have certain pressure in them. And the pressure is calculated with the atmospheric pressure. You get the exact pressure of this component present in the air. Air is having certain pressure. The pressure is, the exact definition of pressure is force applied on a unit area. So with the help of this partial pressures only the inspiration and expiration takes place. With the help of this process, the inspiration and expiration takes place. This inspiration is intake of air and expiration is releasing of air out of the body. Releasing of air out of the body, intake of air into the body. But the utilization is only concerned to the two things. One is called as oxygen and one more is called as a carbon dioxide. So intake of these, respiration of these, that is inspiration, expiration, inhalation, exhalation, intake or exit of the gases is called as respiration. What is the exact definition of respiration? Means the movement of O2 and CO2 in and out of the body by catabolic action. After utilization for the catabolic action, I am converting the glucose, fructose, fatty acids and proteins into their respective components and generating the energy. Generating the energy is called as respiration. So in the world, how many types of respiration? In the animal kingdom, how many types of respiration are there? So there are 5 types of respiration or 6 types of respiration. So you need to remember one small word related to these types of respiration, which is generally a question for NEET matching question. So Here, cute digital mixing. Cute digital mixing. So, cute. Baby is looking cute. So, cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration are also called as skin mode of respiration. Skin mode of respiration. Di stands for the diffusion or diffusion. Diffusion. GI stands for the gills, also called as bronchial mode of respiration. Bronchial mode of respiration. Bronchial mode of respiration. TA stands for the tracheate mode of respiration or tracheate mode of respiration or tube mode of respiration. Tube mode of respiration, and L stands for the lung mode of respiration. Lung mode of respiration, and MIXI stands for mixed mode of nutrition. Mixed mode of respiration. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are importantly 5 modes of respiration takes place in the animal kingdom. Any organism you take, they will fall in these 5 different types of modes of respiration. Any animal kingdom organisms will fall under this category. Cutaneous mode of respiration is again of 2 types. Complete body surface, partial body surface. So complete body surface, complete cutaneous mode of respiration can be seen in earthworm, and partial or upper part can be seen in the case of frogs. And apart from these, frogs undergo the other mode of respiration in the different parts of the body. So other parts of the respiration, frog can undergo other modes of respiration. And diffusion, when you see onto the diffusion mode of respiration, this can be seen in the lower organisms like protozoans, sponges, and etc. And coming on to this gill mode of respiration, we can see the gill mode of respiration with a good example is fishes and some mollusks and most of the aquatic animals undergo the gill mode of respiration, and tracheate mode or tube mode of respiration can be seen in the animals which are living in the damp soils just below the surface of the soil, like cockroach or most of the insects will undergo the tube mode of respiration or tracheal mode of respiration because no respiratory pigment is present. This is the most important point in the concern to this examination. So here cockroach or most of the arthropods, water living arthropods, except water living arthropods and crustaceans, most of the insects which are living on the earth surface are just below the surface of the soil with the dampness in the soil can undergo the tracheate mode of respiration, and as this occurs in the most of the insects, it is also called as insect mode of respiration also. Insect mode of respiration. And whatever the organisms which are living on the earth surface, all will undergo the lung mode of respiration, including birds, including from aves to mammals. That is the reason we have discussed about the first animal kingdom, to understand what are the different species. So here lung mode of respiration starts from the aves and some of the reptiles, and also it will take up to the mammals. Higher mammals undergo the lung mode of respiration. In the mixed mode of respiration, the frog is the good example, because frog undergoes, when it is in water, cutaneous mode of respiration. When it is outside the land, it also undergoes with the help of lung and buccal cavity. So the type of respiration in the frog outside the earth, on the land or terrestrial mode, is called as buccopharyngeal respiration. Pharyngeal respiration. Or buccal cavity is also responsible for taking of air, that is true, into the lungs. So this type of respiration is called buccopharyngeal respiration in the case of frogs. In the case of frogs, the type of respiration is called as buccopharyngeal respiration. And the tracheate mode of respiration, why it takes place in the tubes and without any particular respiratory organs present on the forehead region, because it does not have no respiratory pigment, or the respiratory pigment which is present is hemocyanin. Hemocyanin, which is white in color, no respiratory pigment is present. So as a result of that, they will take the complete body surface, tubes in the body surface will act as a respiratory organelles and called as spiracles. Spiracles, and the spiracles will be connected to a tracheal-like structure, as it resembles the human tracheal-like structure, so it is called as tracheate mode of respiration. Tracheate mode of respiration.